guys, I'm really bored, so I thought I would read you guys a book. It's called Life According to Og the Frog by Betty G. Burney. So let's get started. Life According to Og the Frog. My leap into room 26. I'm right there in the tall grass ahead of me, just about the juiciest tidbit I've ever seen. Nice and chubby and spiky, legs and wiggly antennae, a real dream of a cricket. Now all I have to do is grab it with my great long tongue and flick it back into my mouth. And yum. The time is right. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Boing. No cricket in sight, not even any tall grass. I think it's just a daydream instead of the swamp. I'm in my dark tank in room 26 of Longfellow School, and that furry guy in the cage next door is at it again. Squeak, squeak, squeak. I haven't been there long, but so far that's all he says in the high-pitched little squeal. I've never seen anyone in the swamp like him. He's hairy with beady little eyes and big whiskers, kind of like a mouse, but with a short tail and chubbier. His fur's an old shade of yellowish brown. Is that natural? And then there's a little constant high-pitched squeaking. I think he's a little bit wacky. My skin feels dry, so I plop myself into the large water bowl of my tank. Splash! The water in here is a lot cleaner than it was back in the swamp where I used to live. The teacher puts in fresh water every day. It's nice, although a little bit of muck never hurt anybody. A little less splashing over there, the teacher says. I pop my head up above the water and she sees that I'm smiling at me. Who? Me? I ask. Some of the students giggle. They like to giggle. I haven't been in school for a long time, but I figured out that the big human is a teacher. The smaller humans are her students. It's just like Granny Greenleaf teaching the little tadpoles back in my swamp. But these tads are much bigger. I have no idea why the big furry guy and I are here. We don't have a single thing in common with humans or each other. Now, don't get me wrong. While the squeaking sometimes gets under my bright green skin with snazzy little black polka dots, I'm glad to be living in room 26 and out of room 27. Why, I'd rather be back in the swamp. But I was happy to go anywhere to get away from George. In fact, for a while, all I could think about was getting away from George. George is another frog back in Mrs. Loomis's class, where I started at Longfellow School. He was not nice frog, to be fair, until I came along. He was the frog in room 27, I guess. He liked it in that way. But it wasn't my idea to move to a classroom. I was concerned to live in a swamp. It was a paradise for frogs, offering every kind of yummy insect you can imagine. I ate crickets for breakfast, dragonflies for lunch, beetles and grasshoppers for dinner, and mosquitoes at bedtime as a bedtime snack. There were also lovely snails and other crunchy creatures. Yum. There are plenty of water to keep my skin wet, and there was damp grassy places where I could hide. I had to do that often because there was danger too. Beaky birds and slithery snakes, lurking lizards, and some furry foes as well. But I can swim and I can leap. And it was always just a little hop, skip, and jump to safety. Once I reached a soggy and sticky highway, I could daydream to a heart's content. And now I do like to daydream. Every morning I look up at the sky and sing a joyful song. Let us to life in the swamp where we hop and leap and walk. What's that I see over there in the thicket? Joy, oh joy, it's a lovely cricket. As I sit in the morning dew, swamp, oh swamp, I sing to you. I thought that George might like my song, but no, he most definitely did not. There was nothing he liked about me. You see, George is a bullfrog, and his name is known as well as a bullfrog. They are bullies of the swamp. For one thing, they are big and also loud and bossy. You got a group of bullfrogs together at night, and you won't believe the racket they call it singing. I can't uproar. The worst was a critter named Louie, and a loudmouth Louie was all mouth and no brain. I think he released it to George. Louie mouthed off non-stop until one day when a long-legged crane silenced him forever. There was peace at the swamp at last. But there was no peace with George in room 27. He was a bully who took instant dislike to me and let me know it. George had said terrible things to me day in and out. I won't repeat any of it because he said insults that tadpoles big or small should never have to hear. Guys, I hope you like my video, and I hope you guys liked me reading to you guys. So bye.